Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, Rick Velotta joins us. He covers gaming and tourism for the Las Vegas Review-Journal, here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Ahern Rentals began as Signal gas station on Las Vegas Boulevard. Founder John Ahern grew the business by offering rentals. His son Don built on John's legacy, growing Ahern Rentals into the largest independently owned American rental company with 89 locations in 30 states. Don also brought his experience and vision to equipment manufacturing with Extreme Manufacturing and Snorkel. Today, Ahern Rentals continues to bring its family values to a new generation. Learn more at ahern.com.
I'm here at the Carson Valley Inn in Minden with Joey Whitaker. Entertainment here at the Carson Valley Inn is extraordinary.
Yeah, super proud of the TJ's Corral, our outdoor venue, about 1,500 seats. We've had first-class entertainment out there. We've had Merle Haggard, we've had Chris Young, we've had Lee Brice a couple times, we've had Pat Benatar, Joan Jett, who's in the Hall of Fame. We're real proud out there, and it's just a great time. Watch CarsonValleyInn.com and grab those tickets early. It's not a long way to get away to the Carson Valley Inn.
Pro Group Management offers workers' comp services to a growing number of industries. As businesses grow and change with the times, the need for a solid workers' comp program must be flexible and up to date. The evolving nature of regulations can make staying ahead of complex tasks challenging. But Pro Group Management simplifies the work so your industry can move forward and succeed. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, coming to you from the Ahern Hotel in Las Vegas. And it is a pleasure, as always, to welcome Rick Velotta back to the program. Covers gaming and business for the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Thanks
Welcome,
for having
sir.
me.
Always a pleasure. So I know we talked about this the last time you were here, but it continues to be one of the most exciting things that I can think of. I mean, I know that the Super Bowl is coming to Las Vegas, but this Formula One has just gotten people supercharged. Your colleague, Eli Siegel, was writing about somebody renting a condo for $125,000 a night at the Palms, and they can't even see the race from there.
Right. The question is whether he would whether they'll get that 125,000. But the other part of it too is, as you point out, the visibility of the race itself probably isn't going to happen from that location at the Palms, but he'll be able to hear it.
Yes.
and there will be a certain amount of visual as you see these cars racing through the track, which, as you know, is along the Las Vegas Strip. So I think there's a lot to be said about different angles that you can choose to view or hear the race. I'm not sure that one is worth the amount of money that's being asked.
Right. The thing that's been interesting to me is, as I've been looking at the various hotel websites, almost every one, the top of their homepage banner has something about an event that they're going to be putting on for Formula One.
This is like an ideal situation because you've got, really we have a different audience that's going to be coming for this. This is going to be a lot of international people, a lot of people who appreciate F1, which is something that I think in the United States, there are some big fans, but it's not at the level as we're seeing internationally. So I think that's what that's why everybody's so enthusiastic about it, is they're seeing a new audience coming in that will be spending a lot of money because they're coming from abroad, and they're going to probably spend a lot more time here than just the race.
The other thing is the level of sponsorship. When you watch a Formula One race, you see the kind of sponsors, the high-end watches, jewelry, those kind of things that you would see for air shows.
Right.
I mean, it really is the creme de la creme.
Yeah, they want to be associated with this race simply because they know that the audience for it is upscale, They want to be able to provide their product to show to them, to this upscale audience. And so it doesn't surprise me that to see these, and it's just a matter of seeing what else comes along. I think one of the interesting things is how much MSG Sphere has jumped into this as well.
Yes. Now, when is the planned opening for the Sphere?
They still have not given an exact date, but they have assured that it will be before F1, which is in November. So it'll be November next year. Right. So we're talking about probably sometime in September, October next year.
So as you've watched the Sphere go up, I don't think anybody has covered it more than you have. Do people really understand how amazing this thing is going to be?
I think some people get it, and those who have been researching it and reading some of the stories that we've produced and others have produced about what what the differences are between this venue and other venues. Some of them are going to be saying, "Yeah, this is what I'm here for. I want to see this wraparound screen. I want to hear and feel the music as it's pumped up to me." But then there's going to be some who are just going to be totally blown away by it when they first see it because they've not seen anything like it.
And the capacity is what, around 17,000 people?
Correct.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it'll be big.
This town has been famous for so many things over the years, and it seems to be famous for so many things at once right now.
Yeah, I think that we're seeing the sports and entertainment capital of the world moniker kind of play out, and people are buying into that because we've had some pretty good events. And gosh, just a week ago we had Notre Dame playing football here. That was pretty awesome to fill that stadium with people who, I'm sure there was a good amount of local people, but people coming from out of town to see that particular game. Pretty amazing.
I think it's a combo of game and stadium. I mean, the stadium has become so famous that people are, we want to go see a game because we really want to see that stadium.
Yeah, I think there's a certain amount of that. And now that the UNLV and the Raiders have played there a few times, you're seeing maybe a little less of that. But those road trips for some of these teams that are coming in, I'm sure they circle the date on their calendars because this, as you point out, this is a venue that is like no other. And for college football especially, there are teams that come here that just can't believe what they're seeing when they get. We say that there's like an advantage to UNLV for the first quarter because everybody's still gawking at things that are going on in the stadium.
So as we sit here at the Ahern, across Sahara is this 37 acres. Phil Ruffin, the owner of Circus Circus in Treasure Island, is traveling apparently to and from Oakland to discuss with the A's. What are you hearing about the potential for this site to be the one?
Well, we're still hearing basically two front runners in this, but I would have to say that the property off Sahara is probably the front runner right now, and that I don't know, the way I look at it, it's kind of unfortunate because I thought there was a lot of potential at the Tropicana site, and that's not to say that it's out of the running. It still is. We haven't heard as much about that as we have about the venue here, the fairgrounds venue that could become a stadium site. I think that they're still letting things play out in Oakland, but it gets bleaker and bleaker by the week in terms of them coming to a deal. And I'm sure the politicians are not happy about that. Either you're not happy about it because they don't have a deal in place, or they're not happy about it because they feel like they're getting played by the Oakland A's.
Well, it's fascinating to follow the career of Phil Ruffin, who told me with the New Frontier property where he made over $1 billion, over $1.2 billion in fact, in that deal, that it was always a land play. And Circus Circus is 100 acres if you cover that whole space. That is a huge amount of land.
It is. And it wouldn't surprise me at all as if that did become the stadium site, that we'd see some action from Mr. Ruffin to upgrade the facilities, maybe build another hotel site there. I think there's a lot of potential. There certainly is a lot of land, as you point out, and because there's a lot of land, there's a lot of potential for other things to happen there.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I was talking to some folks in Reno a couple of weeks ago, and they were saying, when they talked about the Raiders Stadium, I just couldn't understand where they would find a big enough space to fit that in. But the reality is there's actually a lot of space on the Strip if you want to do things.
Sure, it kind of depends on how big it is and how far away from the actual Strip you want to go. You know, down at where the basketball arena is being built, that is down near Warm Springs and the Strip.
So that's south of Mandalay Bay.
Exactly. So, and down, the farther you go south, the more land there is. So we're seeing that there's going to be some, maybe the Strip is going to fill up a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit longer, which right now I think would be just fine for everybody here, because they can't see what they can't cover the ground of the Strip in the 3.5 miles that they have now. So expanding it even further, that's going to assure more people visiting for longer periods of time to see it all.
The Fontainebleau, where are we with that and the potential opening?
Construction is still underway. It's coming along. Every time I drive by it, I see the cranes have moved a little bit. I think that they are going to be successful in putting that together on the timeline that they've described. I believe that's next year sometime that they would open that. Of course, that's going to produce a flood of new room inventory, make it a little bit more challenging to fill the place up on weekends because it's a big building. But at the same time, I think everybody's going to say it's about time, and we're glad to see that eyesore of the partially built Fontainebleau gone.
All right, let's take a break. More with Rick Velotta when we come back.
What do you count on? You count on your power every day. At NV Energy, we've always powered what's important to you, but we're not looking at the past. We're focused on the future. While our standards are high, our rates will remain low. And our commitment to renewables isn't just meeting standards, but leading the way. Because you can count on more than just your power. You can count on the company who brings it to you. That's our promise. You can count on it.
I'm here at the Carson Valley Inn in Minden with Joey Whitaker. One of the things I love about the Carson Valley Inn here in beautiful downtown Minden is CV steak. I have eaten here so many times. Tell folks what they can expect when they come here to eat.
It's a beautiful room, great service. We have certified Angus beef, seafood, lamb, a great range of appetizers, and wonderful desserts. Jean-Michel's done a great job of selecting some beautiful wines for us. The customers love it, and we've got a great selection of cocktails as well. It's not a long way to get away to the Carson Valley Inn.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Rick Velotta. He covers gaming and tourism for the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Resorts World. So they're already planning expansion.
Yeah, and this is not a huge expansion. A lot of it's based around a holiday celebration that they're going to have on site. It's just 10 acres. They've got like 80 acres that they can develop, but the 10 acres is going to be dedicated to kind of a holiday festival grounds with ice skating. So that's exciting. We'll have ice skating on the Strip at another location. I mean, we already have it over at the Cosmopolitan, but this is just one more attraction, one more reason to draw people to Las Vegas. And I think a lot of people have not yet gone to the Resorts World, and there's a lot to see over there. Some of the food there and the technology there is just off the charts. So I think that people are going to appreciate it once they get over there.
It is a beautiful property. There is no doubt about that. I hesitate to bring this up, but the cost of coming to Las Vegas in terms of room costs, food costs, parking costs continues to go up. Are you hearing pushback on this from people?
I don't think there's a lot of pushback yet. And the reason why is because other locations, other destinations have also gone up. I saw an ad about how much it's going to cost for a ticket to Disneyland.
Yeah.
You know, when you compare what you're getting, what the value is that you get on a trip to Las Vegas with some of these other locations, I think it's still viewed as a value. And you know, one of the things that's interesting to me is that you're right, the room rates are higher, and the resorts are actually very proud of the fact that they never cut their prices to you know, as an incentive to get people to come here when the times were kind of rough during the COVID years. So I think that we're not going to ever see a real drop in room price, and certainly the resort industry is working and doing everything they can to keep it at a high level.
All right, let's take another break and we'll be right back.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
I'm here at the Carson Valley Inn in Minden with Joey Whitaker, and you've got a lot of convention space and meeting breakout space for people. Tell us about what's available.
Well, we can handle a group up to about 250, and anywhere as small as 10 or 15. So it really depends on what you're looking for, what the customer's looking for. We're open to anything. It's a beautiful drive, and if you live in South Reno, it's probably about 30-35 minutes, so it's real easy to get to. It's not a long way to get away to the Carson Valley Inn.
Southwest Specialties has been making the homes and businesses of Nevada beautiful for more than 20 years. Their experienced designers and craftsmen create the walkways, backyards, water features, and a variety of outdoor cooking areas that add curb appeal and value to your investment. Call today or visit them at their website and see how they can make your outdoor spaces special. Southwest Specialties, creative, distinctive, beautiful.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Rick Velotta. He covers gaming and tourism for the Las Vegas Review-Journal and has been doing that for many years, my friend. Steve Wynn, what was that all about? It's kind of like the Gaming Control Board, and I don't mean this in a, well, I guess it is what it is. It seems like the mafia. Once you're in, you never get out, or the CIA. Steve Wynn sold everything. He got out of the business, and yet they're still pursuing him. Where does all this sit right now?
Well, right now the Gaming Control Board is building a case and will make some kind of a presentation to discipline Steve Wynn. You know, there's a regulation on the books called Regulation 5, where basically that says anytime you damage the reputation of the Nevada gaming industry, we can discipline you for whatever reason. Now, as you point out, he feels like he's out, and he's taken it to court. I believe there's still an appeal that is underway in court, but right now at the present time, the regulators are pursuing some kind of a hearing for him.
Okay, but do they have jurisdiction out of state, because he's not even in Nevada?
No, he's not, but the fact that he has history here and that he did some of the, or is alleged to have done some of the things that he's been accused of, they felt that that was enough history that they can still discipline him for some of the things that happened, more than 4 years ago.
Well, it's going to be fascinating to see.
It will be interesting. It'll be much see TV on as far as what this hearing looks like. And I doubt he's going to be there.
No, of course not. Convention Center about to embark on a redoing, not an expansion, but a redoing after they've just completed this expansion.
Right. The new West Hall has been really successful in terms of technology, some of the ability for people to the transportation, the underground transit system that's over there. So now they just kind of want to bring the other halls up to the same standard. And that's going to be quite a project. It's going to be more than 2 years. And the key to putting this together properly is that they have to do it and dodge the big shows that are coming into town. They're going to still have all these conventions that they have on their calendar, but they're going to be taking breaks from construction. They're going to be making sure that if you're traditionally in one hall, that you're going to be transferred over to another. And one of the big parts of the renovation is to have a completely indoor experience for people. If you're here and it's really hot, you don't want to go outside. Right now, if you want to go from one hall to another, you have to go outside. But they're going to be building a corridor that will connect all the halls together, so that will enhance the experience.
For those in Northern Nevada that have not seen the Convention Center, this place is massive. So, I mean, you're talking about vast distances. It's, about a half an hour walk to get from one side to the other, correct?
Yeah, if you go from the far end to the farthest end the other way, yeah, about a half hour.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question, and we'll see if you have an answer for it. In the past, when Caesars was taken over by other companies like Harris, for example, there was a lot of dissension from the Caesars people in terms of who are these new people coming in. I'm getting the sense that that is not the case at all with the El Dorado people coming in. Is that the sense that you're getting?
I think the El Dorado folks are very excited to be a part of the Caesars empire. And you're right, there's not been any dissension regarding that. I think that people are, some customers have some dissension about the company, but that's another issue all the way around. But I think the ownership part of it is very, everybody's very accepting of what's going on. The membership team that the leadership team that Tom Reeg has put together, I think is well respected. And certainly the Carano family is well respected in the northern part of the state. So I think that right now it's a pretty good blend. We're still waiting for some news coming from Caesars regarding the disposition of one of their strip resorts.
Right. Is it Planet Hollywood? Is it
who knows what it is? I mean, that was my guess all the way along, was that it was going to be Planet Hollywood, but they've not given any indication one way or the other of what it will be.
What are you hearing about how well the Convention Center bookings are doing?
They're moving up. They're still not to the point that they were in 2018, but they are getting closer to that. I think that's always one of the goals that they have, is that once we get back to the pre-pandemic levels, then we're going to be solid. And that goes with international travel as well. We're not all the way back on that either. Domestic is just out of sight. We have more flights coming into Las Vegas now than we've ever had before. And so their goal is to get the international side. Important convention going on right now in which they're trying to get some of that going on.
Right. Explain what that is briefly.
It's called Roots 2022, Roots World 2022, and it's kind of speed dating between airports, cities, and airlines.
Just like a half an hour per group, right?
30 minute meetings that they have in which they try to persuade an airline to fly to their city. The host city always has an advantage. And this is the second time we've hosted Roots World.
Which is incredibly rare, by the way.
It is. Well, this is the first time they've ever brought it to a same city. So it's It's exciting. We're anxious to see what the results are. We probably won't see them for like 6 months or so. But at the same time, it's interesting to see this dynamic and to see everybody competing for those airliners to fly to their cities.
Yeah, and air service in Reno and between Reno and Las Vegas, the flights are all packed. We flew in.
And you have some more carriers.
Yeah, and we flew into Reno just a couple of weeks ago at midnight, and was shocked to see that there were 3 other flights landing at the same time from major airlines, and the airport at midnight was packed.
Yeah, it's a good, and I think Reno is really building in terms of being a destination itself. I know that they've kind of taken a different direction as far as they do that, but the outdoor recreation opportunities are great. Lake Tahoe is unbelievable. I mean, I love going up there all the time. So it's something that I think that Reno can be proud of as well.
I couldn't agree more, and this has been a 50-year dream for Northern Nevada to reach this goal of being the outdoor activity, diversification of the economy, and it's all coming true. Now, of course, it has growing pains, but still, it's all
they've
positive.
diversified better than Las Vegas has, for sure.
Well, that's coming too. Rick Velotta, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time, man. Always appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Sam.
You're welcome, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Renee Summerauer, digital news anchor here at 7 at 7. Watch our streaming nonstop newscast immediately with your mobile phone. 7 at 7 is the new way for you to get every bit of local news you need in just 7 minutes. Breaking news, local neighborhood news, weather, and sports are just a click away. Reporters bring you all of what's happening in the Valley. From Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, YouTube, and more. Get every bit of local news you need from the RJ and LVRJ.com.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
Early in the morning or throughout the night, professional truck drivers are on the job, serving you, safely moving freight that's crucial to our economy. From the oldest industries to our newest innovators, from the exotic to the everyday. Trucks are everywhere, moving everything. Never afraid to embrace a future that makes Nevada and our nation stronger. Trucking moves America forward.
With Nevada's only transplant center and verified burn center, the science is here. With award-winning cardiologist and the state's only dedicated heart failure clinic, the talent is here. With Nevada's most advanced robotic surgery, the technology is here. And with the Silver State's only designated pediatric trauma center, hope is here. All because we are here. UMC.
As always, you can watch Nevada Newsmakers 24 hours a day at NevadaNewsmakers.com. We'll see you on the next show.